I'd also like to talk about one of my favourite subjects in this place, the North East Line. There has no commitment, no money on the table from those opposite to replace the rolling stock. They have put no money whatsoever into replacing the trains on that line. And we've had the member for Northern Victoria, Jacqueline Symes, in the other place, just today, quoting, this is a quote from her in the paper, the local paper in Benalla, "It would be irresponsible to order new trains and have them sitting on the sideline while the track is upgraded. North East passengers will get their trains. We just didn't need to buy them now." How extraordinary is that? Those opposite say they've been planning for new rolling stock for 4 years. They have been in government for 15 of the last 19 years, and yet still we have trains that are 30, 40 years old that break down continually. They want to sheet all of the blame back to the federal government, but it is not the federal government's fault. There is some responsibility for the federal government to invest and improve the line, which they have agreed to do. Daniel Andrews stood in Wangaratta in April 2016 and said, if the federal government invests to improve the track, I'll buy new trains. Well, the federal government has invested twice over, with a $140 million commitment from Darren Chester when he was Federal Infrastructure Minister, and now further funding to bring that total to $235 million, and yet there is no commitment on the table from the Labor government at all. They never intend to make a commitment to that. They are shoving the community off, delaying because they have absolutely no intention to build it. They have completely betrayed our region. Jacqueline Symes, as the local Labor MP, has completely betrayed our region by failing to stand up for our community and failing to hold the Premier to account on that commitment. It's a complete disgrace, and in the spirit of the commitment that I've given to my community, that I will raise their stories every single week in this place, I'd like to tell you about Harry Daly from Violet Town. Harry wrote to me a month or so ago, and this is what he said. He caught the train from Violet Town to Broadmeadows. "The journey was a booked seat for my wife and myself for the 29th of February 2019. The service was at 8:11, departing service, and was due into Broadmeadows at 10 a.m. The purpose of the trip was to catch the 12:15 p.m. flight from Tullamarine to Newcastle to see my critically ill mother. The train didn't arrive at Broadmeadows until 11:40, approximately over an hour and a half late. As a result, we missed our flight and had to stay overnight in Melbourne and catch the flight the next day. Our flight arrived on time in Newcastle on the 1st of March 2018, and on the way from the Newcastle airport to the hospital, I received a call telling me that my mother had just died. The delay the day before resulted in me not seeing my mother and being with her when she passed away. I've put in a report to PTV but have heard nothing back at this time." We have people in our region who rely on that train service. They rely on that train service to get where it needs to go on time and reliably, and we do not have a service that does that, and this government is willfully and blindly ignoring that, and it is time, Acting Speaker, the time was 4 years ago for them to invest in that. We won't continue to be put off, and quite frankly, I'm sick of having to tell stories like Harry in Parliament every week that this government willfully ignores.